Today I'm going to show you how to make a buttboard. Don't ask why I have sunglasses on. Alright, so we're at my workshop and I'm going to show you how to make a buttboard, and the best way to do it is to make a press. And this is my press right here. As you can see, it's just 2x6 construction. That light's ridiculous. 2x6 construction, but make sure you use a lot of glue when you do that. You know, these aren't just screwed together with screws. It's glued all the way through the beam here. The main pressure beam is glued all the way through. Basically like laminating a skateboard together. And so down here is basically my quote-unquote mold. It's basically just raised edges. And then I put a piece of 3/16 wood in the middle right here to push up on the center of the board to kind of give it a little convex for over the length. This is how I built my street luge and all of my buttboards. They all have that little bit of convex in there, and it gives it a lot of strength on top of the extreme concave that I put into it. And you can see how high that is, and basically that's the gist of it. And then what goes on top of that is this piece right here. This is your straight beam. I just made it from 3/4 plywood. Again, centered it with other material, glued it, screwed it, made sure it was straight with levels and things that are super straight. And then so that's pretty much how I do it. And I use two 4-ton, or what are these? 2-ton bottle jacks from Harbor Freight, and that's all you need. And so here's a time lapse of the entire process, even the gluing part, which is the most tedious and pain in the ass and time sensitive. Good luck. Alright, so to glue your board together, you're going to need some space, obviously. I've kind of configured this corner worktop to do the job. Basically, I'm going to set the wood up here like this, glue it, move it over to this side, go ahead and glue, since that's already done, and that's the bottom piece. Then I'll glue this side, slap it over there, bring it back over here, put more glue on it, move it to here, get the new one going. Basically, you just got to have two places to put. You have to have two places to put the material, because you're going to have some that's setting already, it's already glued, and you're doing the next piece. You know, just make sure you have plenty of room. 4x8 table is usually plenty of space. And now let's go to the time lapse. So I started to put it in the press. Nothing really to that. One thing I suggest is mark the center line on your straight beam, mark the center line on your board, mark the center line on your press. And that way you can make sure it's straight on both sides. Also, line the center of your jack up with the center of your beam. Line the bottle, not the plate, but the bottle over the center of your straight piece. And then just make sure that everything's in a line right there. And that's pretty much all the tips you really need to know. That, and to wedge down your the ends of your board. How you do that is you cut these rods, and you can see how it's like the perfect distance from there to there. And once you press it down, you can use spacers to make it longer and basically hold down the corners so that it so they don't flap up whenever it's during the drying process. Okay, this is what's up. I'm done. I'm getting ready to head home. Another tip. This is what I was talking about earlier, where the points meet down there. Just run a push rod basically to keep it in place. Also, put like blocks and then a big wedge to back up your jack in case your jack goes out overnight. You can see I did it here, and also on this side, and then also right there you can see all the glue squeezing out. So you know you're getting good contact everywhere. You can see the glue squeezing out. And this is just some homemade stuff. When I make top quality boards, you know, I've been racing the same board that I made a few years ago. Yeah, I've been racing it for a few years now, and I've made about 10. And this one I'm actually giving away at the Southeast Showdown. So whoever gets this is hopefully one of the next people to ride street luge. Who knows? Alright, so I'm done. I'm going to go home. This is going to sit over the weekend. I'll probably let it sit until Tuesday just to make sure it sets up pretty well. I usually like to give it a week, but I kind of procrastinated on making this board, so I'm going to let it sit for at least 4 days. It's not that cold here anymore, so God, that light is just everywhere. It's not that cold here anymore. We're still staying pretty much above 50, so it'll cycle through and stay on an average about 50 degrees, 50 to 70 degrees. It gets kind of hot in this warehouse, so hopefully it cures all the way, and then I'll take it into my office and let it sit in there for, you know, because the air conditioner pulls all the humidity out, and let it dry for another day in there, and then probably Thursday I'll cut it up, and hopefully it'll be ready for Saturday, Southeast Showdown. It's gonna be lit. See ya.